Senegal rejected the decision by the United States of America to sanction ICC representative. These people are not going to be bullied. Senegal, this country right here, they say, no, America, we're not going to play that game. You better lift those sanctions against ICC people. This is an African country. Crazy stuff. What's happening, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You appreciate it. What do you think about this? This looks good. It's brand new. Look at this. It looks fly. I was walking in the street and everybody was just turning their head like, who's that guy? Who's the guy? And I was like feeling myself big time. Now, how do you feel when you get brand new clothes? Like brand new clothes. You just feel some type of way. You know, why don't you get the same feeling when you wear old clothes? There's something spiritual about brand new clothes. Anyway, let's get back on track. Thank you very much for stopping. You appreciate it. This is home. My name is Zach. Your first time, you are appreciated, brother. We want you here. We like you here. We want you to stay. So first thing first, please click on the button. It's called subscribe so we can see each other every single day. We come back about 3 times a day. We always talk about good things. You're going to love it. No doubt about it. You want to know about the motherlands, Africa, any country, this is where you want to be. On YouTube, you're going to find a lot of channels that talk about Africa. But it's not this cool. Not at all. Thank you. We like you from all over the place. Uganda, Tanzania, Malawi, Burundi, Kenya, South Africa. We love you. We want people. We see you from the United States of America. We see you from the Caribbean, Jamaica, Wagwan Boss, Trinidad, Tobago, St. Kitts, Barbados, Suriname, Brazil. We even see you from the Polynesia. There are people from Polynesia. Look at Polynesia on the map. This is Polynesia on a map. These people are watching us, but we're the same people. We love you. Okay, great. We are in Senegal. This is Senegal right here. Beautiful place, lovely people, great culture. They're very strong people. They know no pushover. Now, the Senegalese government has rejected the decision by the United States of America against ICC representative. ICC, what is ICC? International Criminal Court. These are the people that do investigation about countries and about leaders of countries on war crimes, on negative violence things. Okay, so this was instituted by many countries. They created the ICC after World War II. The goal was to prevent bad things from happening again. Bad things such as what? Such as the Gino that happened to the people in Germany. Remember, after that, they had to create a court that would judge any leader that, blatantly just unalive people. Now, we have a big problem here. Senegal has expressed solidarity with the ICC and urged the United States of America to lift sanctions against the tribunal and its officials. In a statement, the Foreign Ministry criticized Washington. The Foreign Ministry criticized Washington's sanction as an attack on the independence of the court and the mandates of its officials. My brother, when last did you hear a country challenge the United States of America like this? This is an African country challenging the United States of America, telling them, why are you looking like you're bullying these people from the ICC? I just say looking like you're bullying them. Why are you doing that? No, we're not going to accept this. This is an attack on independence. We're not going to accept this. Which country have you seen do that? Well, the State Department on Wednesday announced new sanction on 4 ICC officials. This is the United States of America sanctioning 4 ICC officials, including 2 judges and 2 prosecutors, for pursuing investigation into American and Israeli officials suspected of committing what? War crimes. Okay, because you're investigating Americans and Israelis for potentially committing war crimes, we are sanctioning you. I mean, a lot of people perceive America as the big brother, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, especially in Africa, like, we all were like, yeah, we loved America. We still love America, but something has happened because we watch all these movies, Hollywood is America, Batman is American, Superman is American. We perceive Americans like these people with good moral ground. So America should be doing good things all the time. America should allow transparency. America should allow investigation to happen. To prove that America is a good big brother to other younger brothers, right? So you lead by example. Therefore, you shouldn't have an issue with The ICC trying to investigate your people for potentially doing something negative, and the country you don't name. You know what I mean? So why are you sanctioning them for trying to do the job you want them to do when it comes to other countries? When it's Sudan, then they applaud. Yes, they're investigating in Sudan on war crimes. When it's Afghanistan, great. When it's Putin, everybody clap hands. They say he must be arrested. Now, when they want to investigate you, why do you sanction people? Now, that's what Senegal is saying. No, you are obstructing justice and independence. One of those sanctions is Mame Mandiaye Niang, a Senegalese national who works as a prosecutor at the ICC. So Senegal has stood for its people. In the same way America stands for its people, Senegal has stood for its people. Congratulations to Senegal. What? Piga makofi. Yeah. Piga makofi, baby boy. Piga makofi is clap your hand in Swahili. Swahili is the most spoken language in Africa. Yes. Lots of millions of people speak Swahili. You perhaps need to learn Swahili too. Now, Senegal said, no, you need to lift the sanctions against these people. The sanction includes asset freezes under U.S. jurisdiction, travel bans to the United States of America, so these people will not travel to America anymore, restriction on doing business with U.S. person or entity. So let me repeat myself. Asset freeze, so things that belongs to you in America, your house, whatever, going to be seized. Okay, you have a bank account, it's going to be seized. Travel ban, you're not getting no visa to the United States of America. Number 3, restriction on doing business with U.S. entities. So you can't get money into a bank in America, or even use Hotmail for that matter, or Facebook perhaps. Yeah, that's the sanction you're going through. The Senegalese Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko has also voiced support to Niang, praising his dedication to justice. The Senegalese Prime Minister said, I'm praising my person, my brother at the ICC for his dedication, for his work. Okay? We're presenting support. So even though the United States of America and their friends on the other side, sanctioning these people, Senegal say, no, we are praising you for doing the right thing. Do you think Donald Trump will get very angry at Senegal? Do you think new things are going to start in Senegal? Now, this is not the first time, fellas, because the US already sanctioned the court and the chief prosecutor, Imran Khan, this man right here, okay? He was investigating on Israel with things happening in the country, and he was sanctioned. The man was seeking a warrant of arrest against the Israeli Prime Minister and the Defense Minister for suspected war crime in Gaza.
Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant bear criminal responsibility for the following international crimes committed on the territory of the State of Palestine from at least the 8th of October 2023. The crimes include starvation of civilians as a method of warfare, willfully causing great suffering.
So he said, you guys are doing things that are unacceptable in Gaza. In the name of everybody, we need to arrest you. Okay, and after he said that, his life went upside down. Absolutely crazy, Americans threatened the person. Okay, these are Republicans. Some representative of Republicans threatened him directly. They say that he was banned from going to America. This and this, his family will never go to America. Crazy, crazy stuff. So that's made it very difficult because this person works for the ICC and the United Nations. The United Nations, as you know, they gather in New York. So you have to travel to America. Now imagine you work for an organization that is in America. It's supposed to be international organization, but you cannot go to America anymore because you get no visa. Number 2, you can't use emails anymore because Hotmail, Outlook, and all that entities are most likely Americans or associated to Americans. Therefore, if they allow you to use their platforms, they're going to be sanctioned too. Then you can't access money into the financial system because they're going to get sanctioned by America if they allow you to use Barclays or any other bank for that matter. So you see how somebody's life can change. Or maybe aeroplanes can refuse to take you if they're associated directly to America. That's what's happening to this person. Now, these other 4 people also are going to fall into the same situation, the same shit. What is the real problem here? These 4 people were doing an investigation, and the International Court of Justice has ruled that the country you don't name was plausibly committing genocide in Gaza. Plausibly, that's what they say. That's the reason why they're being sanctioned. And Senegal say, you must stop it. You must unsanction these people. This is what the Senegalese Prime Minister say. And this is a challenge because America don't get challenged this way. Let me just remind you here, fellas, okay? The man you're seeing here, there was a moment where the South African ambassador to the United States of America had a webinar. And during a webinar, he was talking politics, American foreign policies and stuff. And he said something along the lines that the United States of America was bullying other countries along the line. After saying that, they kicked him out of America. They asked him to leave. He was persona non grata. Okay, so, well, but on the other hand, America can say that South Africa is doing geno on white people. There's no problem to that. There's no consequences. But this ambassador of South Africa that dared to say America is behaving in a way that is bullying everybody, they kicked him out of the country. My question is this one. Are we going to a direction where whenever anybody questions something from America, they get sanctioned? Is that freedom? Is that independence? I'm just asking. Let me know how you feel about that. Nyang is believed to have contributed to the case building or oversight of the ICC investigation into the alleged war crime in Gaza during Israeli military operation. So he was part of the people that were actually writing the things and putting it together. The US military and CIA operation in Afghanistan is separate ongoing ICC probe. So the US is also being investigated for things that they did in Afghanistan, and this person was very much involved. These cases have been highly controversial, especially because neither the US nor Israel are ICC member states, though Palestine and Afghanistan are giving the court jurisdiction over the alleged crime committed on their territory. Crazy stuff. Now, is this a bold move from the Senegalese prime minister? He was supposed to be the president, but couldn't for some reason. He was sent to jail. So he had to find somebody that he worked with to be the president. This man replaced him as a president. So the prime minister is a very strong human being, very strong sense. Let me know how you feel about this. Is this correct or not? Is it fair that people get sanctioned for doing their jobs? Because when they sanctioned Vladimir Putin saying that he should be arrested, everybody clapped their hand, including America. Let me know how you feel about that. South Africa. A man in South Africa is trying to split the country in two countries. Yes, South Africa soon is probably going to be two different countries. And guess what? It is working. He's going to meet Donald Trump very soon to have a discussion about how they're going to be free. What's the accusation? You better find out about this. This is very dangerous. Fella, something crazy is happening in South Africa right now. Crazy stuff. It's called the Cape Independence. Cape Independence leader, there've been an accusation on the Cape Independence leader, this man right here, Phil Craig, of trying to sell the Western Cape to America. This is the Western Cape. See South Africa? This is the Western Cape. It's a province in South Africa. It's considered the richest province in South Africa in terms of GDP. We're talking GDP, wealth per person. Okay? We're talking about per capita, how one person is rich in a place. That's how wealthy. So the majority of people in Western Cape have more money than the majority of people in other places in South Africa. Now, what's happening? What's happening is this man, Phil Craig, who was born in Britain, then moved to South Africa in 2004. Okay, then they founded Cape Independence Group. Now, this group of people wants to free this part of South Africa into making it a different country. Well, Western Cape has a lot of white people that live there. Okay, there's black people too. Now, he feels that the majority of people in Western Cape, the way they vote is different from the rest of South Africa. Now, South Africa is predominantly black. Western Cape has a lot of white people who perhaps have a way of seeing things, if you can put it that way, as per Mr. Craig. Because he says Western Cape vote different than other people. So maybe because we vote different than other people, so it means we think differently than other people. So therefore, now it's maybe time for us to have a country of our own in South Africa.
Yeah, in the Western Cape, we're quite clear. We agree with most of the values of the US. They would be our natural ally. We certainly wouldn't be antagonistic. We'd see them as a key trading partner. We'd see them as a global ally. We'd be keen to have investment from them, and we'd have a solid relationship. Instead, we're sitting here watching, this disaster unfold, despite the fact that we are vehemently opposed to the South African government. And I was at a conference last week, and I spoke to Joshua Maservi from the Hudson Institute from Washington, who I've spoken to before, when I was out in Washington.
My brother, in South Africa, there is a man from Britain that's lived in South Africa since 2004. Okay? is British. The man has started a group of people that's standing strong right now, and the idea is to recruit so many followers. The idea is to cut South Africa into two, because they don't like the way things are being run by black people in the ANC. Well, the ANC is a predominantly black political party. That's the political party of Nelson Mandela. These are the people that fought for the freedom of the people of South Africa against the apartheid regime. That's the ANC. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect, because people have complained many times saying, well, you promised us job, you promised us opportunities, lands and stuff, but we're not getting that. Service delivery is not the greatest. There's no electricity. Sometimes we sleep in difficult situations. There's load shedding. Sometimes there's power. In South Africa, you get that. So we're not happy with you. No jobs. You seem to get richer and richer, and your family members. So maybe you're not doing the things accordingly. So people are tired. Nelson Mandela won the election. They kept winning the election. They kept winning with Thabo Mbeki, with Jacob Zuma, with Cyril Ramaphosa. The ANC kept winning. But this time around, they've lost so much popularity because a lot of people are not happy. And also, the ANC has divided itself in many small portions. Unfortunately, that's what happens with black people at some point. We don't know how to come together. At some point, you separate because the mentality changed. Some people feel, you guys are eating, we're not eating. So it has gone from being the majority political party to having small portions coming out of the EFF, the MK, and many other political parties. Therefore, they don't have so much power as they had in the past. And now, some people are accusing this man, Phil Craig, of using an opportunity where he knows the United States of America and South Africa are not in good terms. Donald Trump accused South Africa of genocide against white people. He's using this opportunity to go to the US and have a discussion on how to perhaps have Cape Town or Western Cape separated.
Intending to go to the United States and that we're going to lobby there for Cape independence. We've taken legal advice. We've always been an organisation that stayed within the bounds of the Constitution and is pushing for Cape independence democratically, peacefully, and legally. So we're about to go to the US, and the advice we received, and I thought it was sensible advice, is look, let's not do anything underhand. We'll put our cards on the table. We'll be very transparent in what we're doing, and we've written to those, the president, the premier, and the minister of DIRCO, and we've said, look, we believe we have the right to do this. We intend to do this, but in the spirit of fair play, we're going to give you full notice, and we're inviting you to make any representations if you believe that we're not entitled to do this.
Well, Cape Town, it's a beautiful place, lovely people, one of the highest, look at this. That is beautiful. That's Cape Town for you. Now you want this separated from South Africa, create a brand new country. Now the problem is many people are asking questions. Phil Craig is a British immigrant who moved to South Africa in 2004. He's a permanent resident. He's not even a South African national. I mean, many people say that he was South African and stuff, but apparently he's not South African yet. He's a permanent resident. He's a prominent figure of Cape independence movement, advocating for cessation of Western Cape and potentially part of the Northern and Eastern Cape. So he wants the Western Cape to be part of another country and potentially a part of this part, Northern Cape and Eastern Cape. So some of these lands to go and to form a new country where black people would not be the majority. You want a country where black people will not be the majority in Africa. Craig is described as a serial entrepreneur and leads a Cape Independence Advocacy Group, a non-profit organization pushing for a referendum to establish an independent Cape state. Now, the issue is this. South Africa as a country has policies. The United States of America has allowed South African groups that are anti-ANC. ANC is the political party in power, to go meet Donald Trump. These groups are usually white people group. I'm just being honest. I'm black. Okay, they're white people. They're Indians. They're Chinese. We're just being clear here. So some people have gone to see Trump already. These are not necessarily the government of South Africa. These are individuals from groups, especially white people group, who do not want things run the way they are run in South Africa. Sometimes they want freedom. They are going to see Trump. The door is open. Now, people are complaining because you're creating a parallel way of operating between South Africa and the United States of America. Well, apparently they're allowed to do so. Now, we have a situation here where a person that came from a foreign land comes to South Africa and now wants to break South Africa. Now, he is applying for citizenship. There's a man named Herman Mashaba, this man right here. He doesn't necessarily like foreign immigrants who are illegal. Some people say it's a lie, he just doesn't like foreigners. Some people say, well, he just doesn't like illegal foreigners. You tell me whether you think it's the first or the second. But Herman Mashaba says the South African Home Affairs should refuse, they should refuse citizenship to this man. So Herman Mashaba wrote an open letter saying that Craig, a British citizen, permanent resident in South Africa, is the leader of Cape Independence Advocacy Group, which is pursuing a secession of Western Cape, South Africa. Mashaba argues that Craig does not qualify for citizenship under the South African law. Why? Because the applicant normally must be of a good character and must intend to reside in the Republic of South Africa, which is a united and indivisible. Mashaba says, why should they give him citizenship? Because his idea is to come into the country and divide the country. So that's a big question. I mean, South Africa has a movement called Dudula. Okay, you heard of Dudula? Dudula don't like foreigners. Actually, they don't like foreigners because initially, maybe not all. Initially, I thought it was about they don't like illegal foreigners. But then you hear some people in videos saying, "No, we don't want no foreigners, legal or illegal." Then you're very confused.
So we know that our own are not getting jobs because the posts have been occupied by those foreigners.
Don't they like illegal foreigners or they don't like just foreigners? No, it feels like foreigners are all blacks. That's my issue. Like, it looks like all the foreigners are black. Like, when you talk about foreigners, we're kicking out the foreigners. They're all black. It's all the poor Zimbabweans and the Malawians and these pregnant women that are trying to access medical treatment. Pregnant women trying to access medical treatment, being told, no, you must go back to your country. Go give birth to your country. When the baby entered, he entered in your country, he didn't enter here. Therefore, we can't let him get out here. He must get out where he entered. That was in your country. Well, it looks like they're all black.
Let me say this. Now, today, when you get home, start making arrangements for where are you going to get that baby from? Where are you going to deliver that baby? Because here you are not coming. Pretoria West, you are not coming. In our government, we don't want you anymore. Start making arrangements where you are going to deliver the child, because here we don't want to. Yeah, you can go into Ramaphosa's house. He will help you deliver the child.
No, leader, even Julius Malema.
Yeah, even Julius Malema. Wrong person. Are you not pregnant? Are you not using our facilities free? Are you not using our facilities?
How much did you
What is wrong here? Because you are using our facilities. You came with a bag to give birth. You are using our facilities. So we are not talking to the wrong person. We are talking to the right person.
Is somebody going to say something about this? Is this not something that should raise the right alarms? Because, I mean, we all travel to South Africa. I mean, South Africa is a lovely place, okay? We don't want not to have, I mean, we don't want to have to apply for a visa to Cape Town once you, isn't that something that, foreigners are just, I mean, together, the white people, Craig and all of them, it's fine. They can have Cape Independent. Nobody's bothering them. We don't see nobody walking to them. Stop. But we see people walking in the street. No more foreigners. If you're not South African, you must get out of the hospital. Get out now. You don't pay tax. Even if you buy bread and there's VAT. VAT is the tax that you pay on bread and butter and fish and all the stuff that you just VAT on everything. You don't pay tax, but you want to access our policies. Are they going to do something about this? How do you feel about this, brother? You're from all over the world. This is a public platform. Not a public, but it's my platform. Not talk. Anyway, I'm just kidding. How do you feel about this? While black people are hating each other, other people are loving one another. They're getting support. This is not new. Do you know Somalia? This is Somalia on a map. Somaliland, you see them? They used to be one country. In a South African accent. They used to be one country. In 1960, when they got independence, before they became one country, there were two countries. I believe Somalia was colonized by the Italian, or run by the Italian, and Somaliland by the British. Now, when the British and the Italian left in the 1960, They decided, let's be one country together. Somalia and Somaliland became one country until 1991. In 1991, then the mayhem started in Somalia with all the belief of that rubbish belief they have, the spiritual whatever system they believe in. Then the Somaliland said, we don't want none of that anymore. We don't want to be one country anymore. Well, Somaliland is not recognized by nobody in the world right now. They're not recognized as a country. They're not. But they've been inviting the United States of America to open a port, a military port, or a military station in Somaliland. And that will allow them to be legitimized as a country. Okay? So you bring in the US, once the US recognizes you, that's it. Easy. As easy as that. Now, Mr. is going to meet Donald Trump to have a discussion. What's going to happen? Do you think white people deserve to have their own country of their own in South Africa? I'm just asking. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I mean, after all, are they not South African? I mean, can't you not choose to be your own people? I mean, doesn't the South African Constitution have an area where it says people have the right to choose what they want? Matter of fact, is this place here named Orania. See, Orania is a white place. There's no black people allowed there. No black people can go there. They will beat the living shit out of you. They feed you to the dogs. No, they won't do that. But yeah, they won't do that. No black people. All the security guard, domestic workers. These are the jobs black people do. Usually, it's exclusively black people in South Africa. Security jobs, gardeners, all of them white people in Orania. Well, Orania is the safest place in South Africa. No crime, no armed robberies, no money laundering. Okay, do the South African do money laundering? Yeah, we don't know. None of that. They've secured, they use their own currency. This is in South Africa. Well, they are protected in the Constitution. Okay, well, no Dudula is allowed to go there. They will Dudula you there. If Dudula goes there, they will Dudula them. I'm telling you. We need to think. Do they deserve maybe to have their own land in South Africa or not? How do you feel about this? Let me know how you feel about this story. It's a great pleasure. South Africa, this man, Phil Craig, who is not a South African yet, he's a permanent resident. He's organized a group, looks like it is defined as an NGO that's recruited a lot of people that want freedom. So the guy is moving toward the direction to be officially South African citizen, and what is not smashing his word. He's clear. I'm going to meet Trump so we can have our own chunk of land. But those ones, no one is going to question them or ask him where is his country. That is not our question. Our question is, how can we think about this? God bless.
Brotherhood is not about talks. I'm sorry, I'll always repeat you that, and I know until you get tired of it. But if you're real, you ain't gonna get tired of it because you know it's truth. Brotherhood is not about my brother. We grew up in the same neighborhood. He speaks English just like mine. No, that's not. He speaks my own language. No, that's not brotherhood. I know him since no, it's not brotherhood. Brotherhood is proven. It's not gifted. It is not gifted. So brotherhood has to be proven and constantly. I'm sorry. I believe some people that were loyal to you in the past are not necessarily loyal today. Sorry about that. You used to be friends, close people, whatever, family members, I don't know, brothers. They were loyal to you 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago. And you ain't got no idea why they were loyal to you 5 years. You may think, oh, he loves me. You don't know that because people's interests change. And goals and objectives. You must always test people's loyalty. You don't have to show it, but you gotta test it. We are in Niger. In Niger, they had visitors. Which visitors? The president of this country, Chad. He went to visit his big brother. Oh, well, he's his big brother as per Africans, Went to see him to say hi. It's been a while. Hello, sir. How are you doing today? Well, the focus was about strengthening bilateral relationships, okay? Provide opportunities for each other and explore several areas of improvement. Strengthening bilateral relationship, provide opportunity for each other. We are neighbors, let's not fight each other. And I hope that South African will go to Zimbabwe and have a talk so they can fix each other and bring the Nigerian together. No, forget about it. It's not happening. It's not happening. Anyway, let's get back on track. So this is about cooperation as well, okay? There is hydrocarbons that is involved. We're talking about energy, fuel. It's very much involved in this situation. So the Chadian president, this man right here, went to Niger to meet the presidents to talk about opportunities, like how do we help each other in terms of energy, in terms of energy, technology, transportation, funding, information technology. So an African country went to another African country to discuss on how they're going to cooperate together in terms of energy, technology, agriculture, transformation, and many other things.
Chad and Niger are not simply two neighboring countries. They are two closely connected brotherly states, intrinsically linked by a vibrant living border, a border that is not merely a line of stark separation, but rather a deeply shared vital vein through which people, diverse cultures, shared hopes, and common challenges gracefully flow, fostering a profound sense of unity and mutual understanding. We are now entering a truly significant era where our collective choices must be thoughtfully guided, not by paralyzing fear or by passive waiting, but instead by the inherent and sovereign will of our diverse peoples. This fundamental sovereignty is not merely proclaimed, it is actively built, it is steadfastly defended, and it is wholeheartedly embraced by all. In this regard, I would like to respectfully and humbly acknowledge the political maturity of the Nigerian people, a people who, under circumstances we all know, made their voices heard with calm, dignity, and determination. Africa must now, more than ever, be truly at the very heart of major global solutions. And for that to genuinely happen, it profoundly needs unwavering unity, enduring stability, and robust, authentic regional cooperation across its diverse nations.
Isn't that beautiful? Pigama coffee. Yes, you got to Pigama coffee on this. I mean, usually Africans, they will go to Europe, go see somebody. Like, yeah, the Gabonese president here dealing with Trump. This president also, Umbalo, also dealing with, they all go usually to see Donald Trump. It's very rarely you see an African country go to the next African country. Let's talk about energy. How do we help each other? How do we connect with one another in terms of information technology? How do we create common data centers? That's what we're talking about here.
This significant visit allowed us to comprehensively review several crucial areas. Notably, we thoroughly discussed security matters, focusing on collaborative efforts and shared strategies. Furthermore, extensive discussions were held regarding diplomacy and politics, aiming to strengthen bilateral relations and foster effective dialogue. The vital sector of energy was also a key point of discussion, exploring sustainable solutions and collaborative initiatives. Significant attention was also dedicated to public health, addressing global health challenges and identifying avenues for joint research. Lastly, we thoroughly explored opportunities for economic development through enhanced trade, aiming to create mutually beneficial partnerships and stimulate sustainable growth. We have successfully reached very strong and well-considered recommendations. Or rather, I would confidently say, we have arrived at truly strong and definitive decisions. Decisions to which the Nigerian people remain deeply and unequivocally committed. This significant visit allowed us to fully understand once again, after perhaps a considerable period of latency, the pressing and undeniable need to reactivate and strengthen this vital cooperation between our two sovereign states.
On this occasion, Niger committed to supply Chad with diesel fuel, paving the way for a strategic energy partnership between the two countries. Pigama coffee. Yeah. Niger is going to supply Chad with diesel fuel. I mean, you're asking a question to know, like, doesn't Chad have diesel fuel? Yes, they do have diesel fuel. However, they have a lot of issues and difficulties, like logistic issues and difficulties, production issues and difficulties. They have a lot of diesel fuel, but they don't have the refineries at the level of Niger right now. And right now, they need diesel fuel. So how about me stopping to be funny and weird? Say, I do have it, I'll fix it myself. Let me go find my brother who already has it going, and maybe we can find a way. Whatever he has and I don't have, I can profit from. What I have, he doesn't have, he can profit from. They have a pipeline project that's currently under study to facilitate fuel transportation between the two countries. Pipelines. You know, you always hear about pipeline from Russia to Europe. Yes, pipeline from Africa to Africa, my brother. It's happening. It's happening between Niger and Chad. The pipeline will leave Niger all the way to Chad to send fuel to the next country. This is a part of a broader ambition for regional energy integration. broader vision for regional energy integration. The energy in the region. We're not looking for Russia or China or America. In the region. How do Africans become truly strong Africans? In the region. It has to be in the region. Niger has now increased refining capacity and export potential for hydrocarbon sector. Congratulations to Niger. They have expanded their capacity. They've increased refinery capacity. Well, fellas, Niger has discovered and developed new oil fields, especially in Agadem Basin. So they have discovered and they're developing. I mean, this is a government that just entered power 2 or 3 years ago. You hear that? 2 or 3 years ago, they enter power. Now they're creating, they're discovering oil. They're already planting things and it's already producing. You know what I'm saying? They have partnered with company like China National Petroleum Corporation to boost extraction. This is a big company from China helping Nigerian to boost extraction. Oh, I know you're very confused. There's Niger and Nigeria, 2 different countries, different mentalities as well. Niger is a French-speaking country. Why? Because they were colonized by the French. Nigeria is an English-speaking country. Why? Because they were colonized by the British. Now, that's a different subject. Let's focus on Niger today. So the result, the Niger cannot produce much more crude oil than before. Congratulations. We're going to talk about Niger very quickly. So Niger and Chad were colonized by the French. They went through the most for a long time. Beaten up, subdued. They made us speak French by force. If you speak your other language, we beat you up, we throw you in the bush. Or anyway, that's what it was. That's the reason why they speak French today. Okay, a lot of people, unfortunately, in French-speaking countries can't even speak their mother tongue. It's very sad. That's how colonization by the British and by the French were totally different. I'm telling you. Anyway, now, Niger recently toppled the ex-president, Mohamed Bazoum, this man right here. He was president for a long time. French policy is you're going to be under us as France. Make sure if you want to be president in any of the countries that we colonized, you need to make sure you still salute us by sending business to us, by making sure we have access to your good first. And we decide who else has access to your good. Oh, by the way, we set the price when we buy your uranium. You're not telling us nothing. Are we getting out of the power? That's how it was unofficially. Now, this man here, Tiani, who's a general right now, they kicked out the ex-president, who's this man here, Mohamed Bazoum. Mohamed Bazoum was a very good friend to the French and the Europeans because he allowed them to come in the country and extract uranium. You see this big cake right here? It's called uranium. Uranium is very, very vital for many industries, including the nuclear industry. Nuclear power, nuclear bombs, you need uranium. Medicine, you need uranium. So France used to purchase uranium from Niger at a very low price, basically at $0.80 a kilogram. In the meantime, they purchased the same uranium from Canada, same quality. For how much? How much? How much? $200. Yes, $200 for the Canadian, 0.80 cents for the black little. No, sorry, no. For the black little, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sorry about that. That's just to show you context. Now, this is a brand new government. They've got into power like a couple of months only, and now they already found new oil reserve and already extracting. Let's continue. So Niger and Chad are also discussing about digital. It's not just oil, okay? They want to go digital. For example, both leaders welcome the completion of fiber optic interconnection and considering new projects such as sharing undersea cable and linking data centers. So congratulations. You know what that is. Optic cables, for fast internet. I know. For you, it's big in Africa right now. And they celebrated this. They're building infrastructure to be interconnected. It's a high-speed broadband link using fiber optic cables between Chad and Niger. The purpose is to improve internet connection, reduce costs, and enable faster communication across borders. Well, right now the interconnection is complete, forming part of a larger trans-Saharan optical cable backbone. So they're creating a brand new trans-Saharan optical cable backbone going 1,510 kilometers from Algeria to Chad and Niger. This is massive. Big my coffee. Yeah, Africans are moving forward. So Niger and Chad have also decided to share expertise in many areas: ICT, agriculture, petroleum, and stuff. It's like you're going to your neighbor, say, "Hey neighbor, how you doing, man? I have bananas, but you have nuts. How about you bring some of your nuts and my bananas, we can eat together." I know. Yeah, some people in Africa eat bananas and nut. In some areas of East Africa, they eat bananas and nut. Peanut. Yeah, Yeah, crazy. Some people love it. Some people even eat avocado with what? Avocado with what? Anyway, with cassava, avocado and cassava. It's crazy stuff. Anyway, you get the point. Let me go to my neighbor, okay? Let me go to my neighbor and have a discussion. Let's talk. Let's find a solution. We spoke about Niger. Let's speak about Chad. This is the president of Chad right now. His father used to be the president before him. Now, his father was very much pro-France. He was a person that France lacked very much. He did a lot of things that the people didn't want, but France wanted. So they never called him dictator or anything like that. The father died at war. He went to fight the rebels and terrorists, and he was shot and died. That's you're talking about leadership. This is leadership. Yeah, he not just sending your children to go die. He went himself, and he was unalived. Now, his son took power. They have the very same name, him and his son. The son took power, but he turned his direction away from colonialists. He kicked out the French. He kicked out the French and asked American soldiers that was in Chad to leave the country as well. Very slowly, many people began thinking that he may join the IOS, which is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Well, he has not made it official, but you can see the direction he's going very slowly, getting attached, at least showing friendliness and signing deals with these countries, the direction he's going. He's clearly the type of people that don't necessarily decide immediately, because, you know, some people, when they decide, no, I'm done, I'm out, goodbye, I don't want nothing to do with you. Some people take time, you know, to simmer down. Like Ibrahim Traoré, the Malian president, and Tiani, they said, we're done with you, bye-bye, you know. Some people will take time, you know, they will think thoroughly. Like Vladimir Putin, you know, he doesn't act immediately, or else he would have bombed Ukraine with a nuclear bomb long time ago, once Ukraine was bombing Russia with drones. So some people are direct, some people take time. Can we say that this guy is one of those people that take time to decide? Now, the good news here, fellas, is very simple. It's good to see two African countries in real brotherhood come together, building each other, helping one another. You have this, I don't have it. Let me get it from you when you can get this from me. They're looking to build data centers interconnected. They're looking to build infrastructure which are ICT related, information technology. They're looking to build many things in terms of agriculture, energy, shape, oil, and many other things. It's amazing to see this from African countries. Let me know how you feel about this. How do you think the Zimbabweans and the South Africans can finally come together and have a deal to fix... I'm just kidding. Forget about that. God bless. Fellas, you need to subscribe. YouTube say a lot of you guys are not subscribed, but you watch videos. I appreciate you. We want you here. This is home. You want to know about the motherland. This is the right place you want to be. Trust me. Okay, other people will give you videos. You love it. But this kind of vibe, you ain't going to get it. I'm sorry. God bless.